That leads me to my next question. Let me just say this, that eventually everyone has to retire from a job.
Absolutely.
And even a volunteer service such as fire and EMS. So in terms of personal impact, my question is there anything that you would like to do personally or to see happen in the fire and rescue services before you retire?
Before I retire, I would like to see this community locked into an agreement with the agencies around it, that kind of like our automatic mutual aid agreement, but I would actually like to see it go a step further. I would like to see maybe the fire services of several towns collaborate into one. Because if you look at the towns, Carmel, Stetson, Dixmont, Plymouth, Newport, there's like 4 sets of JAWs. There's all these duplications of services, but we don't have really, of all these services that we're duplicating, one trained, well-rounded team of professionals for that specific thing. Let's just say like Jaws of Life. We have Jaws of Life and airbags here, the best in southern Penobscot County. The largest set of Jaws of Life in southern Penobscot County. You help get them. You know what I'm saying? Those Jaws, we have great people that can run them, and they're a good technicians crew. But on the other hand, we have wilderness material that's in another fire department for water rescue and wilderness rescue. So if all 4 towns could work on each individual piece instead of everybody trying to get something, there'd be more money for training, better well-rounded people, better apparatus in the station. We wouldn't need as much apparatus. We could have less is best sometimes. We could have less apparatus and better condition, newer, and more manpower. So when a page goes off, instead of you waiting or thinking that you may have a crew, you would definitely have a crew, because you would be in a collaboration of 4, maybe 5, 6 communities. You'd have it all etched out in stone so that you would know what's going on. Everybody would have the same training ethic. It would be beautiful.
With all that being set aside, is there anything in particular that you, on a personal level, would like to accomplish in your career?
I would like to see Aetna finish its fire station. And actually I would like to see a training area that was available for us here at any time we wanted to use it, Those are a couple of the major things that I have. But probably one of the most awesome things I'd like to see happen would be, and it is hard to, is a yearly certificate or a yearly scholarship for some student that comes from Aetna, that they graduates high school for public service, and preferably the fire rescue field, I'm not saying that law enforcement is out, but kind of follow my footsteps again, say fire, rescue, and take that end, that would be some awesome things.
So that would be something that essentially you didn't have access to when you began your fire career.
There was no scholarships for that when exactly. But it would be nice to have something like that. Yeah. I would like to see Aetna, and I guess one of the things we're working on is I'd like to see Aetna be part of the live-in program, where we could get students from college that could live in the station house and provide coverage and do inspections and take care of the station house while they were at school for their room and board. And that would be an awesome program. A lot of departments do it around here, and that's somewhere I'd like to see us in the next couple, 2, 3 years.
That's excellent. I have one more question for you. If there was 1 or 2 things that you could share publicly about what people should know what it is to be a volunteer or volunteering for fire and EMS, what would that be?
Publicly, it's not going to be easy. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to do it, you're going to do it right, which means you're going to take an active part in training, you're going to take an active part in the details that the department does and the calls. You're going to find it's going to be rough. It's going to be tough days. It's going to be tough days ahead of you. Days that are very sad and filled with sorrow. Days that you feel you're madder than hell. It's going to be those days ahead of you. But the biggest thing would be publicly is be prepared to love it. Really, once you get involved in it and you wear the pager for a while, just try leaving it home a day, and it's not the same. That you'll be reaching for it, you'll be nervous that you're missing something, and I guess also be cautious of the losses that your family is going to be taking. Because to do it right, and to be an active role, like maybe not to do it right, but maybe to be, there's so much absenteeism, I guess, of firefighters these days with work and with so much stuff going on that they're not coming out of the woodwork. So the manpower already is at an all-time low for every department. So every person that joins is needed and could be literally burned out. So maybe spacing themselves, you know, being consistent. And if you want to have Thursday and Friday family day, then make sure that's family day and turn off the pager, because the longevity of the service will be, you know.
So you'd need good time management then?
Yeah, I think you really, I mean, honestly, to provide, you've got to provide for your family, and finances have got to come first. And then third down there is the fire department, you know. And actually yourself, it's kind of like fire department's fourth, because you gotta take care of yourself above that, you know what I'm saying? And then the fire department's down here, what's left over for time. And for some people, that's a day or two a week, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that they can't be active, they can't be part of the department, have the same love that the guy that's here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week has. And take and walk in somebody's shoes, you know what I'm saying, you can't, that's been the argument here for years, you know what I'm saying? Well, he has to work and pay his rent, you live at home and mom. You know what I'm saying, there's two different reasons why, you know, the people, there's a lot of them, but finances family first.
So someone who joins the volunteer services such as this really has to be a responsible individual then?
Absolutely. They should be. First off, you're trusted with people in the worst time of their life. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
You're going into people's houses when they are at their weakest point. You know, so and this is a fire service grabs people from society, and society is filled with not so nice people. It's filled with beautiful people and not so nice people. And sometimes even the fire service gets run aground to those people that aren't so nice. And we have ways of handling that once we figure that out. But yeah, somebody could go to someone's house and steal something and give the whole fire department a black eye when it's just that one individual's doing it, not the whole service. So, and that's hard. I'm saying that's hard to try to pick those people out of society, because we, at least I believe, everybody comes to me for an application, does it out of their best interest, you know, and out of their heart, and that's not always true, you know.
So I know I told you I was going to ask one last question, but
Keep going.
and just this came off the top of my head. You know, you shared some of your experiences in the fire service, and I promise this will be my last question. In doing this job, have you ever found yourself truly scared?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Not on just one occasion, but several occasions. Truly scared sometimes for decisions that I've made regarding, not firefighting, but regarding the department itself, you know what I'm saying, and how that decision worked through the membership, you know what I'm saying, and affected everybody in not such a positive manner. If it had been a positive manner, it would have been a triumph, not a tragedy. And there's been calls where, yes, I've been so scared that I've almost lost my lunch, you know what I'm saying? And there's been a lot of calls like that. Mother's Day accident, I mentioned before, as I walked down the bank to go to the vehicle, I could see very serious trauma to a young 10-year-old boy. And I was scared to go further, but I did. I went to try to do my job. And that was rough. I've been beside houses that things have been exploding inside of, and it's just been some serious scariness there. But I think the scariest thing is when you believe that you may have lost the faith of your crew, and that comes from the decisions that you make as a chief, and you need to you need to work at that. You know what I'm saying? Every day, everybody's comment, everybody's idea is valued. And don't brush that off, you know what I'm saying? Don't get caught up in the moment and brush those things off, because that'll bite you in the tail side, you know?
Okay, that's excellent. Walter, I appreciate your time, and I'll just conclude this interview with Chief Walter Gibbons, and I really do appreciate your answers. Very
Hey, no
honest
problem,
and
anytime.
sincere. Appreciate it.